A Birchall Nursery quick field tip.
I'm out in an orchard of Shasta Hybrid Rootstock. This was planted about 2 months ago, and one of the things we want to consider when we first plant, we want those hoses right up on top of that root ball, especially if it's coming from a pot, from a container. But as the tree grows, we need to move that out so that we're not keeping that area saturated with moisture. One of the things we run into is if you put your stake in before you move that hose, you're not going to be able to move it out very easily. You're going to have to haul the hoses out and bring them back in. So just keep that in mind when you're planting. Make sure that the hose is on the outside so that you don't run into this constraint here. You don't want to have to do that for every tree. So that's still pretty close for initial planting. As the tree grows and before we start getting into the warmer weather, 95, 100 degrees, you know you're going to start watering more because the trees are going to need more water. We want to make sure that we move that hose out so that we're no longer dripping into this basin. So this was machine planted, and often that creates a furrow, which is great when you're establishing the trees right after you've planted them because it holds water up near the tree where the roots are. But as that tree grows, we need to make sure we get the hose out of there because this creates a flood situation next to the tree that can create disease issues. The tree has grown, the roots have moved out, and we can now move that hose out 6 to 12 inches as well. Off of that basin, we still have moisture that's going to be in an area where that tree can get to it. And as the tree is moving out, we also expect that the roots are moving out and that we're gonna wet a larger volume of soil. We're going to get those roots further out into the ground and just help to prevent any over irrigation or disease concerns that may be there. I'm out in a Shasta block that was planted earlier in the season, and we've got a lot of good growth here. One of the things, if you're looking at a tree that was planted later and was a little bit smaller, we only want to move this hose off 6 to 12 inches because we're trying to keep moisture near the tree. This is a larger tree, more developed, with a more developed root system. We can just move that hose one time to the base of this berm, and we want to make sure that we don't go too far out so we're not hitting equipment or hitting the hose with equipment. And the things that this is going to do for this tree, it's going to help to develop a root system that is going to provide better anchorage. We don't have soft soil near the trees, so it's going to be less susceptible to blow over in the wind. It's going to help to prevent diseases from being saturated right at the base of the tree, and we're going to just continue to grow that root system.